This week on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast, my husband Troy and I are discussing the top 5 money issues that can break a marriage. Today, we're diving right into the deep end with what I think is the most destructive marriage issue when it comes to money: a lack of transparency, and in many cases, financial infidelity. Okay, so what does that mean? What does a lack of transparency look like? Well, it can look like secret spending, hidden accounts like hidden bank accounts or credit card accounts, lying about your debt or income, stashing cash, hiding cash, basically any behaviors related to money that the other spouse is completely unaware of. Now, sometimes it can be as benign as keeping your finances separate, having accounts that aren't hidden on purpose, but they're hidden from the other spouse simply because you aren't combining your bank accounts or your credit cards and you haven't given them access to that online so they can see, and you don't talk about it. And other times it can be much more destructive. Maybe a gambling problem, hiding your spending, keeping a secret stash of cash, or having a secret bank account. I guess my first question I'm very curious about, I explained this yesterday, but for people who weren't listening, you're a CPA, and so you see the good, the bad, the ugly, the very detailed information, financial information related to your clients. So you see pretty much everything. How often with the clients that you've worked with do you see this lack of transparency when it comes to couples and their finances? Do you see it very often?
Fortunately, I do not see it very often.
Can you think of a couple that you've worked with where they hide things on purpose?
I can only think of one time that I have seen that happen with what I would say is certainty, and it was at a point where the relationship was already being wrapped up.
Headed for divorce.
Yeah.
Why would they try to keep it secret so they didn't have to split the assets evenly at that point?
I think there was just a lot of anger and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think a more common issue is where married couples will keep their finances separate. So there's still a lack of transparency, maybe not on purpose, but there's no visibility. And because one spouse always tends to handle kind of all of the finances and one spouse doesn't, I mean, that doesn't happen all the time, but I see it happening a lot. I mean, what do you see as some of the issues that can come up with couples where one spouse, there is a lack of transparency and one spouse kind of is aware of everything and the other spouse really has no clue? Like they couldn't even tell you like how much they have in their bank account, how much they have in their retirement accounts, not even close to like even in the ballpark. Do you see that often?
Absolutely. Sometimes you'll be having conversations with them both at the same time, and you just see the deer in the headlights look from them.
Yeah. I understand because you kind of have to divide and conquer in a lot of cases. And generally, especially with finances, a lot of people can be intimidated by that and managing, even just paying the bills. That task alone can be daunting because there's just so much to kind of keep juggling in the air. This brings up something funny that you and I have talked about. You have a bank account. We talk about it sometimes, so I'm not completely unaware of it, but I don't have any visibility. Like when I log into our bank accounts online, I don't see it because my name's not on it. And it's just an account in your name. And I have no idea how much you have in that account, what you do with it. Your paycheck gets deposited from there. And then what do you do with it? Don't you pay you pay bills from it?
I pay a lot of our household bills out of it. Yes.
I don't really care because I trust you. That account I know is very small because it's kind of like a slush fund. Like money comes in, but then it goes out right away. Are you accumulating a balance in this account?
Yes.
See, sometimes I've heard people talk about it. It's I forget the term that they use, but it's like not mad money, but it's like what I could take if I had to like leave right now.
Yeah, it's like an escape plan.
Yes. Is that your escape plan?
No, it's my fun car money.
But you say you pay the bills out of there, but then you also use it. You view that as your money that you can do with what you want. Is that how you view it?
No, it goes towards the family.
But then you said cars.
If I have some part I want to buy or something like that, that's where I would pay for it from. But the majority of it, vast majority, is just family.
A hit and run minivan accident. Would that be an example of something you might pay out of pocket?
Yep.
We just went to Seattle over the weekend and someone bashed our car and we had to duct tape our side mirror to make it the 3.5 hour drive back home. But I think the problem with a lack of transparency in general is that even if you're not doing it on purpose, it breaks trust. And if you're doing it on purpose, it definitely breaks trust in the relationship because the other spouse who doesn't have any visibility, doesn't have any awareness of what is going on with the finances, a lot of times they're just like, they bury their head in the sand and everything's fine until it's not. But I've had another situation with somebody I know where her husband had a very serious gambling problem and she had no idea about it until, this went on for over a year before she realized that anything was wrong. And it completely wrecked their finances. And for her, it was sort of the last straw with their marriage, which had other issues even prior to that. So it's mainly the trust issue with the lack of transparency and then the financial infidelity, which is like the secret spending, hiding things on purpose, hiding cash, lying about things. I don't want to throw my mom under the bus, but sometimes we would go shopping. She listens to the podcast. She's not going to like this. We would go shopping sometimes and then she would come home and she'd be like, don't tell your dad what we bought. That would only happen sometimes.
I would just like to point out that there is no secrecy to this other account of mine that you were speaking about. You have the password. You have my phone login.
Yeah.
I offer you to review it whenever you want. And if at any point you wanted to see something, you can see it.
Absolutely. And I know that you've shared with me before and we've talked about this, so I'm aware of it. It's just, I can't see it anytime I want to. So this topic's just sort of made me think about that. But I think the fix for this is the lack of transparency is even if you do have, like we have, where like there's this account where it's not a joint account and I don't have full access or control to it. If you have regular conversations and the other spouse is aware and has the ability, like you said, to access anytime they want to. That's the key, is that like if I cared enough, I could easily, I just don't care to look because I trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, all right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Michike, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.